And we are live with Phil Slezak, another episode of the Real Estate Growth Secrets podcast. Phil, how you doing today?
Good on yourself, John.
I'm doing outstanding, all things considered. But, I'm sure there's a lot we can discuss with this ongoing coronavirus situation. It's really changing the game for real estate. And I know you've been in the business now for 14 years, so I'd definitely love to hear more about what you've seen change. But before we get started, I love to start every episode off with the humble brag. So please go ahead and brag about your accomplishments in real estate, but in a humble manner.
I don't really like to brag. All I can really say is I've been successful at what I do, and I'm the outside the box thinker. I'm not your normal, typical real estate agent. So that's my bragging.
Nice. So let's talk about that outside the box thinking, because some good advice I received recently is you should basically do what everybody else is not doing. And I think that's kind of true for any business, whether it's real estate or something else. So let's talk about your outside the box thinking. What has been working for you in your career?
So I've always had real estate coaches, and I've always been taught to have a USP. So I don't know if people know what that is. It's a unique selling proposition. So, like people have a guaranteed sale program. I have some programs where we'll actually sell your house for free, but you got to buy another home with us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're actually, instead of trying to go after our referral business, this is actually building our clientele base. So when they buy a home with us, when they want to upgrade or they want to downsize, who they're going to call? They're going to call us because we'll sell our house for free as long as they buy another home with us. So it really helps us in our referral business and also keeping up with our client base.
Nice. So I like that.
So
how does that work, though? That's only for people that originally buy from you, and then you move them into that program, or?
Right. So let's say, John, you're a new person, and you had Debbie Smith you bought a house from, and now you want to sell your house. Well, as long as you're buying a house with us, we'll sell your house for free.
Wow. That's a pretty good value proposition right there. I've never heard of anybody doing that.
Yeah. So, we do have some stipulations on there. Of course, you can't be in foreclosure or divorce. We will do divorce because we can actually get 2 sales out of it. So our biggest thing is the financial situation, because they're not going to be purchasing another house. If you're not purchasing another house, then our sell for free program is not going to work for you. But we have our other programs that we can entice them with.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. So let's talk about the Jessica, because I know you had a lot of experience before you got into real estate. How do you think all that kind of geared you up for selling homes and whatnot?
Well, I came from a vice president of a timeshare company. So, I was teaching, we had 14 resorts. Well, actually, when I first started, we had 3. When I left, we had 14. Doing almost $600 million a year in sales. And
wow.
I was teaching people how to get a credit card out of your pocket in 90 minutes. Talk about hard close. We are hard closing. We're building a story, and we're tugging at your heart to purchase this. I also set up OPCs, called off-premises contact booths. That's where we solicit the people on the streets, come out, little girl, or come here, mister, if you want to, come see the resort. We'll give you a free dinner. We'll give you a bottle of rum, whatever it is, because we're based out of the Caribbean. And, we know when they come to our resort, usually between 10 to 12% are going to purchase.
Wow.
So, at that rate, the company's making really good money. And the nice thing is, in the Caribbean, most of the sales were cash sales, not financed. So that was a big plus being based in the Caribbean, and there's no cancellation period.
Wow, so you must have done really well. So what made you want to get out of that business and switch to real estate?
Well, 9/11 happened, and I got stuck in Nassau in the Bahamas. And a week later, a hurricane hit. So I was at that resort for 30 days. I couldn't get home. I was building a new house here in Apex, North Carolina. I just got married, and that's probably the biggest thing, just being married. So it kind of was a little different. But I did enjoy it. So I spent probably 99% of my time in the timeshare business being single. Yeah. It was fun being in all the islands. But, with the travel, I was only home maybe 3 or 4 days a month. So it's kind of tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that gets pretty old fast for a lot of people.
It does. When you start doing 100, 125 flights a year, it gets old.
Yeah.
Really,
and so let's talk about now. So you've transitioned into real estate, and what do you look back now? Like if you go back 14 years, what do you think you wish you had known then when you first got started?
I wish I would known more about building more of a team quicker. Because I started at I started at Remax, and before I started at Remax, I went to a couple of different agencies and negotiated with them what the split was. I ended up with Remax being on a 95-5 split, brand new in the business because everybody wanted to do 50-50, and I'm not going to do that. So I negotiated my way in, and within my first 6 months, I did $100,000 in commissions.
That's strong.
Yep. And one of the first things I did, I hired an assistant. That was the first thing because I was known as a classified king. I ran ads in the newspaper every day, probably had 12, 15 ads in there. You know, are you interested in buying distressed properties, foreclosed properties? Are you getting divorced? Just generating to the website, getting the leads. And then I had my assistant calling all the leads for me because I was always out on appointments. And I was a one-person show back then with one assistant. And we were constantly working nonstop. And, you know, within 2 years at Remax, I almost did $800,000 in commissions.
Wow. That's a lot. And that was you and a customer service or an ISA.
Yep.
Wow.
That was it. And it kind of burnt me out. It really did.
Yeah. I was going to say, how many transactions was that to get that much commission?
I was doing 100 a year.
Yeah. 100 a year.
And it was just too much work for one person.
Right. So now I'm assuming you've built the team now and got a few people underneath you.
Yeah, I have a few people underneath me. I used to have a bigger team, and this is one of the reasons why I joined EXP is because, you know, I hire, we train, we teach them how to do everything. I provide the leads for all my agents. I have my ISAs that call the leads for us. You know, my agents don't pay anything. Well, they do have to pay to MLS. That's all they got to pay. But I put all my hard-earned effort in training them and teaching them how to be successful. And, you know, all of a sudden they start making $75,000, $80,000 a year. They're like sheep. They think there's greener pasture on the other side. But when they go to the other side, they understand the grass is all burnt and there's nothing there. And they want to come back home to the herd. Well, the herd's not going to accept them. Yeah. So I got tired of training those agents and them leaving and then losing all my hard effort into them. So this is why I went to EXP because, yeah, they could come join me on a team. If they want to go alone and start their own, more power to them. I'm not worried about it. They're still under me, and I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Well, I think it's also a natural progression especially for the agents who are motivated, right, to eventually want to go and transcend to that next level. But it's, you know, it's building a business, right? It's not that easy. And I think a lot of people don't get that. I think in general, a lot of people who started in real estate don't realize how hard it actually is.
Not only how hard, how expensive it is. That's what they don't realize. Yeah. There is a big expense. I spend about $15,000 a month just to keep my business going. I mean, internet leads are not inexpensive.
Right.
I mean, in my area here, Raleigh, Durham area here, you know, we're about almost $10 a click right now.
Okay, so you do primarily Google ads, or do you?
I do Google, Facebook. We do LinkedIn, Instagram. That's where we're driving our traffic from.
Wow. Sorry, keep going.
I am in the process of doing a commercial right now for TV to get the word out for sell our home for free. So there is a big, you know, we have a lot of those buyers here from Open Door. Everyone's tested our market. We're like the test market for everybody. So now, since the market dropped, they have stopped. But, you know, we have another agent here that's based out of Atlanta, Georgia, that is hitting the market for the past year and a half really strong with a guaranteed sale program. But still, you know, yeah, is it convenient for some sellers? Yes, they don't want to put the house on the market. They don't want to do anything, but they are getting a lower price for the home. Yep. So that's their convenience. Okay, I'll accept less money with no showings, and I'll be guaranteed to be out of my house and purchase my next house. Well, this is how I came up with my Seller Home for Free program. Well, why not? We'll do the same thing. We're going to put more money in your pocket and average about $10,000 more in your pocket versus what you're doing with a guaranteed sales program. So, John, what would make more sense to you? To sell your home for 20% below market or put an additional $10,000 in your pocket?
That's no brainer. $10,000 in my pocket.
Right. So, and my average days on market is 14 days on market.
Wow.
And our inventory is really, really low here. I mean, I ran some stuff yesterday. We have, in our area here, we have 11,985 agents in our market. That's what we got. Right now, we have 5,272 listings on the market. Last month, we had 2,867 closings. So our inventory is only 1.7 days on the market, and we're at 54% of the properties are closing. This is exorbitant. Now, I also checked last night, going back from March 20th to now, just to see what happened with this coronavirus. It has changed a lot. We're now at 4.7 months of inventory left. Had just about 1,000 closings in the past 20 days, and that's about 21% of houses are selling. So we could see the coronavirus has affected our market here.
Yeah, I'm seeing it down here as well. My local market, really only Cape Coral and Fort Myers were the only two areas in all of Southwest Florida that were actually in a seller's market, if you will. The rest of you look at big places like Naples, Estero, up to Sarasota, it's all buyer's market. And everything's just, everything's shifting to the right. Longer days on market. And I've seen now, steadily less listings coming on the market every day. So it's definitely taken hold.
Right. And, I have a lot of buyers that are ready to purchase now, but when they speak to our lender, well, we're in furlough, we're not working. Well, you can't get a loan until you go back to work. You don't have the income coming in.
Yeah,
so that's a tough situation we're running into. And one of our counties, we're not even allowed to show houses. We only do virtual tours. Some of the other counties, only one agent per hour in the house.
Wow.
But I showed a house this Saturday, and there was a line of agents going in the house, and the house sold in one day. Anything in our market under $300,000 is gold mine. It's gone. We just don't have the inventory for that price range.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yep, our first-time home buyers in our market is really, really tough for them.
And what do you contribute that to? Because you're in the triangle area there between Raleigh, Durham, and what's the other one? I forget.
Well, we got Chapel Hill here. So, we're big in technology here. It's called the Research Triangle Park. So we have a lot of the big tech firms here that are based out of here. But I also consider it a lot to do with the universities. We got University of North Carolina. We got Duke University. We got North Carolina State University. That's just three of them. There's more than that. And they're all within 25, 30 minutes of each other. Yeah. So the students that go to school there, a good percentage of them end up staying here. And we have a great system as far as hospitals. We're really well known for that.
Nice.
So, and we have, I'm a Yankee from Connecticut. So we have a lot of Yankees that are moving here. It's a big landing zone for them. And that's because of tax rates. We're used to paying so much in the Northeast. Basically 1% of your home value is what you're paying in taxes here a year. So it's a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I think what you said, though, will potentially help you out in your area, though, because, the amount of people that are moving to your area, it's very similar to where I live in Southwest Florida. So I think population growth is always a good thing for the real estate market. So that's something, that should help us in our respective areas. But for a lot of areas, I think it's going to be a big detriment, right? People moving out. Like I grew up in Connecticut too. So I know a lot of people don't want to live there anymore, especially in New York as well. Lots of people leaving that whole Northeast corridor to find greener pastures.
Right. And our rental market is ridiculous here because the inventory is so low for houses. people have no choice but to rent a house. And, if you look at a 2-bedroom condo here, apartment, you're paying $1,600 to $1,800 a month.
Wow.
More than it costs you to own.
That's a lot for North Carolina. Wow.
That's what we're getting up here.
Yeah. That's similar to Cape Coral. A lot of people, Cape Coral, I think, is like one of the top growing cities in the whole country right now, or fastest growing. And so many people are coming in and buying up the real estate that the rentals prices have been going up and up. And so I've been talking to a lot of buyers lately, or renters lately, who are like sick of living in Cape because it's just getting exorbitantly high. And, they can still move out. There's still plenty of places within an hour they can go, buy a nice home for $200K or so.
Right. So, it is now a good time, since you mentioned you're new in the business, and a good tip for you is, you need to get a list of people that are renting apartments in your area.
Mm-hmm.
You need to start chasing them, start sending them postcards in the mail.
Yeah.
About buying a house, how we have, no money down programs, something you can do to bait the hook to get them to respond to you, because that's going to happen. Whether it's 6 months, a year and a half from now, you're building your pipeline. So you have that clientele that you are going to start calling you, and you stay in touch with them. Like you mentioned, using Shout Boss. I mean, that's a great system for those type of leads that, that artificial intelligence is doing all the work for you, not you.
Yep.
And it's a great way to stay in front of that lead, because we all know, the buyers and sellers, they don't care about us. All they care about is WFIM. What's in it for me? They don't care about us real estate agents.
No, they don't.
They look at us as like used car salesmen.
Yeah, I don't know what's worth.
Yep. So, we're like attorneys. Like they say, every time a real estate agent moves their lips, they're lying.
Some of us like to think we work with integrity, but
right.
Not all of us are. So let's do some future pacing, though. So now this coronavirus is hitting. I always like to ask people, what do you think? I mean, you've seen a big shift in like the last 14 years since you started to now. I mean, technology is so integral to our daily lives. What do you see in the next 5 years happening to the real estate game, and like how agents are going to have to react or be proactive to stay relevant?
Right. So, I wasn't concerned, but a lot of people were concerned about all these iBuyers coming out,
Yep.
the open door, the offer pad, the red door, they're all coming out of works, testing the markets and buying these homes. But, I hate to be in their shoes right now, where they're sitting all this inventory, and, their investors want their money and they're not able to sell the houses. But, they operate in such a small profit level. But to have the volume they're doing is great. But if you're a small company doing that, being an iBuyer, is not successful, you're going to go out of business with it. Look at Zillow. They got involved in this iBuyer situation. I don't know how they keep getting money, because they're not been profitable. They never have been. They're always losing money every year, but there's still stockholders giving them money to keep the company going. I guess they're so far in, they got to keep it going to keep surviving.
And their reach, you can't really put a price tag on their reach and their distribution. So
right.
That's, I think investors are still looking at that, and, it keeps them in the game.
But I do see our market changing, and this coronavirus really has opened people's eyes. If you were on it before, I've always been into videos. I was doing videos probably 8 years ago. Anybody made fun of me. I mean, I had a BombBomb account, which I don't do anymore. I use something different, but I was paying close to almost $800 a year back then when that stuff came out, doing videos. And now you get it for, a couple $100 a month. But the videos are an important thing. And with the virtual tours going on now, as far as showing houses for the people, I do see that as a future. And I am currently working right now on a virtual pre-listing package and a virtual buyers package. So, when a buyer signs up, I have videos that go out on drip campaigns that they get out from day 1, day 3, day 7, goes all the way out to a year out, that I've shot videos for, that I've already recorded, and they get these drip campaigns. But by upfront, they got to click on a video. But on a pre-listing video, virtual tour, or a pre-buyer virtual tour. Everything's right there for them in front of them. And by having that built into a funnel, I know everything's going on with them. When they're clicking on things, when they're looking at it, what their reaction has been. Do they want more information? So I see that changing quite a bit in the real estate market. Is having the funnels built into your system, into your campaigns.
Nice.
I'm not talking about a drip campaign because that's just an email or a text campaign going out. But I'm talking literally a campaign where they could click on things, get a PDF file, have 3 choices. I could watch video A, video B, video C. Do I want to know how I can sell my house for up to 18% more? Do I want to know how your, sell your home for pre-program works? Do I want to know about your guaranteed sales program? So we have all those types of different programs for them, and they're able to click on it and see that. So by the time I go to the listing presentation, it's pretty much a no-brainer. They've done everything already in advance. They've already been through my whole presentation. I mean, I hate to say I'm going to be like an offer, an order taker, but I'm going to go in and introduce myself. They already know me. They already know how my program works. I just need to go through the house and go through pricing.
Yeah.
And that's one of the problems I see too. A lot of the agents are using the CMA, certified market analysis, or comparative market analysis. And I don't use that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm big into the absorption rate, time it takes to sell a house on a market, and what's your house compared to the other house? What's your pluses and what's your minuses? Let's compare that. We're not going to base everything on a per square foot price. We're going to do like an appraisal on your house. And that gives them a real price, because they know whenever every other agent comes out, they're going to say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, here's 123 Main Street. Here's 456, 6th Street. Let's compare these. Well, that's not the way the market works.
Right.
So we're going to show them how to get top dollar for their home and sell it in the least amount of time.
Awesome. And I saw that's one of the free books you have on your website, right?
Right. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. I have a book for sellers, a book for buyers, a book for that D word divorce, and a book for homes that don't sell.
Good stuff, Phil. So thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything else I should have asked you?
No.
Okay. Well, how can people get in touch with you if they want to learn more?
They can email me at phil@philslezak.com or go to my website, philslezakrealestate.com, or they could call me directly on my cell phone at 919-607-4844.
All right. Well, if you're in the Research Triangle area of North Carolina, y'all better give Phil a call. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.